If I could sit down with the version of myself before I bought my first home, I would stop her from making one mistake. It wasn't buying the wrong house. It wasn't choosing the wrong neighborhood. It was waiting. And that hesitation cost me more than $500,000 in missed equity. And no, it's not an exaggeration. In this video, I'm walking you through the 10 lessons I learned the hard way so you don't lose money, leverage, or years the way I did. And some of these no one talks about. I'm Neelam, a licensed real estate broker in Washington State. I have been helping buyers, sellers, and relocators around Seattle and East Side since 2016. From Bellevue, Redmond, Sammamish, Issaquah, Bothell. Before real estate, I was in tech, an overanalyzer trapped in spreadsheets and what ifs. I have bought houses, sold them, and helped families relocate across continents. But the hardest lessons? Those came from when I was just starting out, when fear and confusion cost me real money. Let's start with the biggest one. Waiting cost me more than a bad purchase. My biggest regret wasn't a bad purchase, it was not purchasing at all. I spent years over researching, comparing rates, and waiting for the perfect time. By the time I was ready, prices had jumped tens of thousands. The condo I could have bought when I was single doubled in value when I stood still. It wasn't lack of money, it was analysis paralysis, or the lack of the initial thought itself. If I had bought sooner, I could have rented out one room, built equity quietly, and traded up later. Instead, I froze, and that lost time became the most expensive thing I have ever bought, paid for in missed appreciation. Here's what I wish someone had told me. You can refinance a rate, you can remodel a kitchen, you can sell and move later, but you can never rewind the clock. The time, in literal sense, is the currency. Even if it's a modest starter home, buy what fits your life now and use creativity like house hacking or sharing space to make it affordable. Time, not timing, is what builds wealth. Sellers can pay your closing cost. I did not know that. My first closing disclosure nearly gave me a heart attack. Thousands in lender fees, title charges, taxes, and insurance reserves. I thought buyers had to pay all of it. Here's the truth. In most balanced market, like much of the greater Seattle currently, you can absolutely ask sellers to pay a portion of your closing cost, often 2 to 5% of your loan amount. If I had known that, I could have freed up cash for furniture, repairs, and breathing room instead of maxing out credit cards after closing. Always have your lender estimate closing cost early and work with your agent to structure your offer so the seller covers part of that total wherever possible. Saving thousands starts with one question: can the seller pay this for me? Pre-qualified is not approved. Early on, a lender told me you are pre-qualified for X amount. I thought that meant approved. It did not. Being qualified is a quick conversation. Being approved means the lender has verified your income, credit, tax returns, and assets. Currently, most lenders do this at no extra cost because they are competing hard for the business. A full approval letter gives your offer the same weight as cash and protects your deposit if financing hiccups appear. Don't just shop for homes, shop for solid numbers first. Hire your own agent. It does not cost you extra. I once thought it was simpler to use the listing agent directly. After all, why involve more people? Big mistake. The listing agent represents the seller's best interest, not yours. Buyers often don't realize it. In Washington State, sellers typically pay the total commission, which is then split with your agent, meaning having exclusive representation usually costs you nothing out of pocket. A good agent defends your earnest money, catches contract deadlines, and spots red flags before they become regrets. Interview at least 2 or 3. Ask about experience, negotiation style, and neighborhood expertise. You need an advocate, not a tour guide. Remember that. Read the contract before you fall in love. The modern danger, digital signatures. Click, tap, done. And you have just legally agreed to 11 pages of terms. Before you ever write an offer, ask your agent for a blank copy of your state's purchase and sale contract. Read it calmly, especially sections on inspection deadlines, earnest money, refunds, and contingencies. Once emotions kick in and a house steals your heart, you will sign faster than you read. But understanding that contract upfront means you won't lose a home, or worse, thousands because of a missed deadline. Win smart, don't waive protection blindly. Skipping inspection isn't brave, but structuring them strategically, that's powerful. In hot markets, buyers feel pressure to waive contingencies. And yes, sometimes that's how offers win. But here's what I learned: there's a difference between waiving blindly, reviewing a seller inspection thoroughly, doing a pre inspection before offering, limiting the inspection contingencies instead of completely removing it. Strong buyers don't remove protection emotionally, they structure risk intelligently. In 2021, waiving everything was common. In 2025-26, many areas are balanced. You often don't need to overextend. Make the judgmental call based on the market condition, but be careful. Your goal isn't to win the house, your goal is to win without regret. Market strategy changes, protection principles don't. Spot unmotivated sellers early. I once chased a stunning Bellevue listing, beautiful photos, perfect staging, and a seller who simply did not care about selling. Overpriced, defensive, unwilling to negotiate repairs. You cannot talk logic into someone who's emotionally attached or just testing the market. Walk away. Focus your energy on those with real motivation. Job transfers, relocation deadlines, or financial transitions. Remember, you have limited energy and inspection money. Use both wisely. Signs a seller is ready to deal. When the seller is motivated, it shows. The home has been on the market 90 plus days or more. It's vacant. It's an estate, divorce, or a job relocation sale. These sellers crave certainty more than squeezing every penny. That's your chance. Offer respectful but firm, maybe 5-10% below list, or a full price offer with the closing cost assistance or a home warranty. Match what matters to them: price, time, or simplicity, and you can win even against higher bids. Master appraisals. They protect more than the bank. Appraisals once felt mysterious to me. What if it's random? What if my house does not pass? It's not magic, it's math. Appraisers compare your home to similar sales nearby: size, beds, bath, age, and upgrades to ensure you are not overpaying. Most appraisals hit the contract price because listing agents use the same data. When they don't, you have three paths: renegotiate, split the difference, or back out through your appraisal contingency. Don't panic when it's ordered. Celebrate, it's an extra layer of protection for you, not an obstacle. Spot hidden value like an investor. The best deal isn't always the lowest price, it's the most misunderstood home. Look for listings with bad photos, cluttered rooms, or outdated paint that make others scroll past. If the bones, layout, roof, windows, yard, location are strong, you are looking at hidden equity. Shop worn listings that sat too long. Often a mild price drop and simple refresh create instant value. My rule of thumb: every $10,000 in price difference changes your payment by roughly $65 per month at a 6.5% rate. In 3 years, I turned one ignored house into a 20% gain because I saw potential others did not. Free programs that help buyers with limited income. If the biggest thing holding you back is money, not willingness, there's real help out there. Washington's Home Advantage down payment assistance through the Washington State Housing Finance Commission provides up to 5% of home loan amount as a deferred 0% loan. No payments until you sell, refinance, or pay off the mortgage. However, everything comes at a price. The interest rate tends to be very higher in such programs. Do your due diligence. In certain Seattle programs, first-time buyers earning below specific income limits can receive grants up to $55,000. To find out fast, call a WSHFC approved lender and say, "I'm exploring down payment or closing cost help in King County. What am I eligible for today?" Combine that assistance with smart strategy. House hack one room, buy smaller, move sooner, and you will start building equity even on a modest income. You don't need perfect credit or ideal timing. You need motion, the right guidance, and the courage to believe that future you deserves a stake in tomorrow's market. So those are the 10 lessons and one bonus tip that shaped how I help buyers today. From frozen fear to better timing, smarter approvals, and negotiation wins. Missed grants, each mistake became a lesson. If you are planning to buy around Seattle, Sammamish, Redmond, Bellevue, use the link below. Let's map out your plan, explore programs you qualify for, and make first-time buyer your stepping stone, not your scar. Remember, you can change homes later, but you cannot change time.